On the survival show today, ARK's final creature has just been added. It's gone live for everyone. Get your hands on what is seemingly the most OP creature I think I've ever seen them add in 8 years of ARK Survival Evolved. Nightingale are gearing up for their upcoming alpha in about a week's time. 50,000 players or more will be testing out all sorts of stuff, and they're giving more of a look about what to expect with flying harpies, points of interest and more. Fans of underwater survival, you may want to take a look at Sonorous Deep Below. This is a cool little apocalyptic game coming very soon. It very looks much like Subnautica, of course, but I think it's got its own legs to stand on, or its own fins maybe. And quick recap on the updates that went live for Rust, what's going on with console, and what you can expect with Smallland, a little tease in the future, and what that update was for No Man's Sky. Let's go, it's the survival show. So to celebrate ARK's 8th birthday and its final content drop really, this is the last dinosaur to be added to the original version of the game before the remaster comes out. The RYNIOGNATHA has now been added and it's simply massively OP. So what can it do? Well, it's got ability I don't think anyone realised is it can make a hard resin that it can shoot out of its butt, and this will pretty much make a shell to hopefully coat a dinosaur that you will then be able to pick up and take with you. In fact, this resin can shoot out soft resin or hard resin for different various uses. It can be used as simple ammo to hopefully slow down and harm enemies. Like I said, take across big chunky creatures by making a hard shell around them. Or you can apply it to yourself and get a special defensive boost. It's also got a screen that will ward off incoming threats. And if you feed it after the pleura, then you will be able to get a special kind of glue, and this is what you'll be using to carry stuff around your base. It can go underwater, it can fly, it can skim across the water. It simply looks like the most OP creature I think I've ever seen added to ARK Survival Evolved. So it's available now across all platforms. You should be able to play this apart from Switch. Go and enjoy the last ever dinosaur to be added to ARK before the cash grab remaster comes in and adds them all again. It is crazy. I mean, 8 years of one game with no real life service features other than just pay DLC. It is a good thing, I suppose, over the years, how many maps, how many creatures have been added. But definitely when you start seeing how much money they've made and you realise that some of these updates really should have come with much more quality of life, and then maybe we wouldn't have needed a remaster, it still rankles a little. But 8 years of ARK is an achievement. So to celebrate that, I'm going to do the complete history of every controversy that ARK Survival Evolved has been in 8 years of running. From releasing paid DLC in early access, to bribing players to vote for him in a Steam community poll, to of course accusations their CEO doesn't like players beating him in PvP. That video should be coming out over the weekend, so make sure you tuned in. From someone that has been here not from day one, only started playing it on the Xbox when it launched in December 2015, but I'm close enough. So Rust has had a bunch of updates recently for console and PC. This week the monthly update has gone live, adding brand new shipping container DLC, but also a big change with beds. As said, the shipping containers are actually paid DLC, but I've got to say they look pretty good. And a change in how you build with brand new animations. It does look really interesting. I wonder how the frame rates are going to hold up. Lots of clips have been shared on social media and Twitter by the devs, and yeah, it does look pretty cool. It's slightly controversial that they're limiting the amount of sleeping bags, basically respawn points. I do believe it's only going to be 10 maximum now, meaning you have to be more strategic about where you place your bags and where you'll respawn. As I mentioned, Rust also has an update for console going live recently. I thought they was adding the excavator. It turns out they were adding the cultivator. It's been hyping up a feedback form. Now obviously they receive a bunch of feedback from Discord and other social accounts, but they've actually asked for a proper feedback form. I've got to say this is maybe a step in the right direction, asking basics about what players prefer and what they would like coming next. But given so many of the things that they promised still haven't actually appeared, like community servers, hopefully this is actually a good exercise in guiding what they're going to be working on, rather than just some kind of public showing pretending to be listening. Despite my heavy criticism of Rust on console, I am intrigued to see how it's performed over the last 2 years. So I'm planning to do 100 days, or at least live stream it a bit on my 100 days channel. Judging by the comments you guys left last time, some of you think it's still not worth revisiting, but I've got to test it out for myself. Did you like Subnautica? Would you like more adventures under the water? Then Sonorous might be the game for you. It's actually called Sonorous Deep Down Below, and I've had this on my radar a while, but I've been sharing more and more lately. It looks a bit more realistic vibe rather than Subnautica's aliens, but it does have an apocalyptic premise. You are the last survivors on Earth and basically can't build on land due to some sort of virus in the soil. And with the only cure for this somehow sunk on some sort of vessel that you now have to get back to. Again, another one that I'll be taking a bit of a deeper dive into. Get it? Deeper dive? But yeah, the latest stuff from them shows some pretty good progress. Smallland is teasing its new bug that may be coming to the game. Looks like green shield bug of some sort. Now Grounded's got very similar bugs of course, and they've had theirs in there a while, which releases a big gas when you fight them. So I wonder how they're going to implement it in Smallland, what differences there will be. Smallland was pretty cool, but it has slipped a bit with players. They definitely need to add a bit more than just bugs to the game to get people to return and play on a longer term basis and to encourage new players. So if you've seen the game, let me know why you didn't try it and what you think they could do with adding in the future. So just like I kind of guessed, as it did a lot of people, No Man's Sky has now appeared on the Mac platform. If you own it on Steam, you get to play it straight away on your Mac. You don't need to buy it. It's just a free update that you'll be able to play now. And this pretty much completes the set. I can't think of anything other than mobile that No Man's Sky isn't on. Some fans are maybe a little bit disappointed there wasn't much more for the update for everyone else, but Sean Murray has teased that there is already something else coming very soon for everyone. So with the Nightingale Alpha only a week away, they've been revealing more details about what you might encounter, including a whole host of POIs and more news about some of the creatures. If you thought some of the creatures in ARK were scary, wait till you see Nightingale. The Harpys are going to be leaving cute little footprints in the sand, and they've got plans for some nice colourful hippos to be added too. It's cool to see this kind of technology having a bit more immersion in the game. Actually maybe be able to hunt creatures by their footprints. But this is a new one, the fact that these guys are flying. It might have seemed obvious seeing them walk around, but until now we'd only actually ever seen them on the ground. They're also showing off how immersive their crafting benches are going to be. They'll actually be moving, they'll actually be functioning with animations, and this is great to see. And with a little look at some of the gear that you'll be able to wear and hopefully craft and make. The POIs have always looked pretty good and interesting in this game, and more reveals have been shown exactly what they're adding. I love the idea of this, I guess, autonomous massive creature giant, just the remnants of its hand in the desert. And for once, maybe this swamp might be somewhere you want to actually explore. It does look really, really cool. The alpha's going live, like I said, in a week's time. It's going to have about 50,000 players playing it. And of course, the release now is sometime in fall. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. Nightingale's locations that you'll be able to generate yourself randomly with the set of cards that you'll have, basically choosing what kind of biome you'll go into. They're all going to have these different types of points of interest also generated. So it's not just like No Man's Sky with not a lot going on. I can't wait to see more. And yeah, I'm probably going to dive into a bit more detail about all the locations we've seen, as well as all the creatures. So good stuff. More of this, please, Inflection. And that is it for this week's survival show. I hope that has been useful. Do leave a like and make sure you're always subscribed and got notifications on for the best in survival games news, guides and gameplay. And I'll see you rat bags for more very soon. We've got E3 or not E3 coming up. I'll be giving you all the lowdown on everything that drops. Until then, laters rat bags.